So today we're going to see how to extract the data for agent talk time, so the time that agents are talking. So what I'm going to do is go to BABELFORCE reporting calls view. Now I've restricted the view to 5 so that I can see the totals at the bottom here, so it all fits on one page. At the moment we've got 16,000 or more because we haven't set any filters at all. Now since we want to measure only talk time, we will first of all definitely only need the outbound call legs. Now in this case we're not looking for all outbound calls, we're only looking for the outbound calls that come through a queue. So we're already down to 8,429 now. If I select another item, you can see it's updating, so I'll wait for it to completely update before I make any other changes here. And we'll see how many we have that go through the queue and not through any other, like click to call outbound, for example. I just want the calls that come through a queue and go to an agent. Okay, so we've got outbound calls via the queue is, almost the total 8,422. Now, if you're going to use Google Sheets, then Google Sheets has a limitation of importing 5,000 at a time. So I'll set a custom range of we're going to take 1 week of data, which is going essentially from midnight to midnight, and apply this. Okay, we've got 2024. Now these durations here are the rounded in seconds durations that, say, Frederick spoke on the phone for a call that came through the main queue. So this is exactly the data that we need. And so we can download those items now. Okay, so we're going to insert a new sheet in here and set the custom separator to be the semicolon. Import. Okay, so we get a new sheet here. Okay, it's all nicely divided up for us already. Now we're interested in the duration field here. Okay, so to get a pivot table, you simply go to Data, Pivot Table. Okay, now we're going to build it from scratch, so it only takes a few seconds to do. So all we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, we want the per agent name, so we're going to add agent name. And we would like to have a calculated value. Now we want to get something that's calculated for us. So let's call it average agent talk time seconds. Okay, just to be precise. Now the only tricky thing here is you have to refer to the original field in the upload, which I know is called duration. So I'm going to add duration here. Now it's started already to calculate the durations in the milliseconds, but it's currently looking at them all and adding them up, which is not what we want, right? What we actually want to do is divide by 1000 to get seconds, and then we want to do a custom. Okay, I want to add the duration here itself in milliseconds, and I want to get the average duration. So when you take the milliseconds and divide by 1000 and then get the averages, you get slightly different values due to the rounding error. Now these are different at sub-second levels, obviously. We can actually remove this value. We don't need it. The nice thing about this is, let's say that you want to add some additional details. So for example, let's say you've got multiple queues for different brands or for different service purposes. Then you could also add queue as a column, and you can see it will automatically divide up your agent talk time values into the queue. So I've got 2 queues here, main queue and payments queue for this set of agents. And then I get the totals over here. Now if we turn off the total at the bottom, doesn't make much sense since we're doing averages. So if we turn off the totals here, we'll get a table that just has the averages. Okay, and we're done. That's how you get your average agent talk time for any set of call data. Okay, give it a try.